You are going to go down that road if you don't take action and become mindful of these things. Here are the 10 reasons why people become unhappy. It's almost like the modern world conditions us to do all of those things, to become unhappy, to become unsatisfied. And if we don't start realizing these things and being watchful about starting to do those things, we will also be unhappy. So if you want to be on your deathbed and look back and be like, I lived a happy life, I did good, I'm glad that I did all of those things, then listen to this video. The first reason why most people end up being unhappy is because they try to please other people more than themselves. They put others first. They put their followers on Instagram first. They try to please them first before themselves. And they never even wonder what it is that they would feel pleased if they did. And that leads to deep and profound dissatisfaction. What do other people matter though? They're always going to see you in a certain way. They're always going to find something to judge. So if you keep following that path where you want to please them all the time, they'll just keep wanting more and more. And then they'll just ignore you or find something else to complain about. So why do you want to please people who aren't even important in your life? Why don't you please yourself? Why don't you please the people most close to you when it makes sense? That is what will make you happy. Stop trying to please her. Stop trying to please him. They probably don't even think about you. Second reason why a lot of people end up unhappy is because they don't see the value in their own work. They don't realize that it's so important to do their creative craft and to give out to the world. It will contribute and it will raise others up and it will raise the world up. But people don't realize that. They're brainwashed into thinking about status quo, about what they can buy with the money they earn from this work. They put the bare minimum. They don't realize how valuable it is. Even if you're just an artist painting, you don't even get much benefits or status quo from it. You don't know in what ways your art can create a ripple effect in the world and change people. Your work is valuable and you're interested in a certain craft for a reason. God put it in you. You have a purpose with it. Your work has a purpose to benefit society. Give it the credit it deserves. And this leads to the third reason that most people, they focus more on what they don't have than what they can give. I will do this because I want to get my dream house. And you forget why you're even doing this thing and what you can give people. You start being concerned with what you're going to buy, what car you're going to have, what new lipstick or I don't know, like PlayStation you want to own. None of those things matter in the end. Your new Ferrari won't leave a footprint on the world, but what you give out, what you create, the work you do, the writing you do, the craft you do, it will ripple and it will cause so much and it will give so much. Create, don't consume, and that will make you happy. No amount of Ferraris and whatever, okay, maybe one Ferrari, but no amount of Ferraris and all of those things will make you happy like you would be if you saw what happens when you give with love and intention. The fourth reason is that people often do not understand the importance of daily practices to create happiness. A lot of the times, happiness comes from stability and knowing where you're going, having a direction. If you're chaotic every day, you don't know what you're doing, you focus on like all of that chaos and your mind is shattered, you won't even have time for stillness. And in stillness, in the simple things like drinking your green tea in the morning or watching the sunset after a long painting session, those little things, those little routines and those daily rituals, they will give you deep happiness. It's not going to be the chaos or the endless hangouts every day or the different club every night. Those things shatter your mind. Sure, they're a flood of dopamine and novelty and you see new things, but true stillness and happiness you will find in the little rituals, the daily ones. The fifth reason why people end up unhappy is that they don't question Rather, they pursue what society deems as valuable. So nowadays, what is valuable according to society? Having the latest Gucci bag, having the latest Jimmy Choo perfume, or I don't know, whatever thing is trendy right now, having, I don't know, insert possession here. It's all about possessions, what you have, how many followers you have, how famous you are. Well, that's what society thinks is supposed to make you happy, and that is what people tell you is going to make you happy. But in reality, look at all those rich people. Do they look happy? How many of them are actually happy? And how many of them just keep chasing and chasing and eating more and eating, buying more, chasing money so they can keep pursuing happiness? And do they even reach that happiness in the end, or do they get consumed by the chase? That is something to think about. Start to question whatever society tells you is valuable and will make you happy. Will it actually do that, or is it just an illusion? Knowledge and creativity is valuable. Spending time with family, completing your to-do list for the day. That's like ultra satisfying. It beats buying 30,000 new lipsticks. Okay, maybe not. No, honestly, my to-do list. I prefer my to-do list. Another sneaky reason why people end up unhappy is that they choose comfort and safety over growth and vulnerability. They do not leave the box. Even if they are living in a toxic relationship, a toxic job, a career they don't even like or want, they will stay in it simply because of the comfort. Growth is painful. Vulnerability is hard. If you don't try to improve, chances are you will look back someday and regret it, and it will make you unhappy. All of the ifs and what if I did this, what if I did that. For the woman who stays with the abusive guy just because he's comfortable and she knows he's there, what if you leave someday and work on yourself and grow as a person, and then you end up meeting the man of your dreams? But if you never got out of that comfort zone and chose growth and vulnerability, you would have stayed there in that rut.
For the addict who is too afraid to go to therapy, who fears that opening up will strip him bare, that he'll be forced to leave his comfort behind with nothing to replace it, that he'll have to face the pain of withdrawal, not just from a substance, but from the only solace he knows. But what if you tried? What if you fought through the hardest season of your life, and on the other side, you built a life you don't want to run from? What if your responsibilities began to feel like purpose? What if your mornings started to taste like freedom? What if you woke up and wanted to be here, versus never trying, versus leaving every what if unanswered, versus staying in the same chair, in the same pain, until you're 70 years old, staring at the same four walls, haunted by the same question? What if I had just begun? You cannot change the past, but your future is still a blank page, and it is waiting for your hand to write it.
The seventh reason is that people have unrealistic expectations of themselves and of others. If you have a certain expectation of someone, tell them. People can't read minds. Don't just expect them to be perfect all the time. That will make you really unhappy and controlling, and it will make you look at the tiny little details that piss you off. We're not robots. We're here to experience life and try and fail and grow and succeed. Ground yourself in reality. The expectations that the media sets, I think the entire point is to make you anxious and sad. So, I don't know, don't go down that road. 8 is that people wait for others to make them happy. Be your own happiness. Don't let external factors dictate whether you will be happy today or not. You're the one who can do that. You're the one who can cure your loneliness, cure your unhappiness, cure your boredom. Find ways to be your best friend, your own source of happiness, so that then whatever other people do It will not influence you that heavily. Ninth reason is that people confuse materialistic possessions with wealth. Materialistic possessions sometimes weigh you down. There's a difference between assets and liabilities. Owning a lot of everything might be a liability. Buying all the newest trends are a liability. Are they going to increase in value over time? Probably not. They're making you poor. It's not true wealth. True wealth comes from having assets, understanding how money works, and working and investing on something that is timeless, like your skill in art, like your skill in writing, in music, your mind. Those things will not disappear. They're an asset. They will build true wealth. The 10th reason is that people don't take time to understand their passions and their values. That is simply because of how fast the world is right now and how we're always flooded by things from the internet. You have to do this, you have to do that to be happy. And then we end up chasing things that we never even wanted. We were forced to want them or brainwashed to want them. We never stop to think about what we want and to understand our passions, our personal own passions, our desires, what we want, our values. And a lot of people end up being brainwashed and they don't even understand themselves, which ends up in trying to achieve things that other people want to achieve or tell them that they should achieve, pleasing other people. Well, it leads to like all of this salad of things. So that is kind of a take on why, like more unique or niche reasons why people end up being unhappy. And you'll need to spot those right away. If you struggle with any of those things, write them down and try to be more mindful and try to spot whenever this happens in your life and cure it. Take it out from the root. I hope you enjoyed this and I hope it benefits you for like the long run. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and if you would like to elaborate on any of the points, I just didn't want to make it overly long. Totally drop your thoughts, include points, tell me what you think, and let's discuss in the comments. See you in the next one. Bye.